Good morning. I call this public hearing to order. This is the public hearing relating to the Wisconsin Healthcare Stability Plan proposed payment parameters for the plan year 2023. I am Julie Walsh, OCI attorney. The hearing notice was published on April 18, 2022 in the Wisconsin Administrative Register number 796A3. This hearing is being held via teleconference at the Office of the Commissioner of Insurance at 10 a.m. on April 25th, 2022. It is now approximately 10:05. I am digitally recording this hearing. The recording and any exhibits introduced will be the record of the hearing. Briefly, this hearing is being held to seek public input through this public hearing and comment period regarding the proposed 2023 payment parameters. The Commissioner engaged an actuarial consulting firm to assist the OCI in developing its preliminary payment parameters for plan year 2023, consistent with Wisconsin Statute 601.6.83 sub 2, and reflecting the increased expenditure authority pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 601.83 sub 1 sub HM. The proposals were developed from data received by insurers, best estimates for 2023 enrollment, and ensuring Wisconsin Health Stability Plan payments do not exceed its funding limit of $230 million. At this time, the federal government has not yet determined the date that the public health emergency will expire and whether the additional funding for advanced premium tax credits under the American Rescue Plan will continue for Plan 2023. Commissioner Hodak is proposing two scenarios for consideration and comment, including two different sets of parameters based on the two different scenarios related to the timing of the public health emergency expiration and ARPA funding. Following the comment period, one set of the parameters for each of the two scenarios will be finalized. Insurers will provide two sets of 2023 rates to OCI. One assuming the ARPA expires at the end of 2022, and the other assuming the ARPA funds subsidies are extended. Finalizing a set of payment parameters for both scenarios will inform insurers' assumptions in preparing their 2023 rates. Commissioner Hodak is seeking public input during this period in both today on the call and as testimony, but also written comments, to determine the optimal path for setting the 2023 payment year parameters. The Commissioner is proposing the following two scenarios and the two sets of payment parameters for comment period. So scenario 1, the emergency ends in July and ARPA funds ends in January 2023. The two options what we're proposing at this time are attachment points of $40,000, coinsurance rate of 44.81%, reinsurance cap at $175,000, or attachment point at $45,000, coinsurance rate of 50%, reinsurance cap at $171,700. The second scenario is that the public health emergency ends in July and the ARPA funding continues through 2023. The proposals then are for attachment point of $45,000, coinsurance rate at 45%, reinsurance cap at $168,299, or attachment point of $45,000, coinsurance rate of 50%, reinsurance cap at $141,685. These were presented in the Wisconsin Administrative Register as well as in our open meeting notice. Testimony today may be oral or you can submit in writing. I do not intend to administer any oaths or affirmations for those who wish to testify. If you wish to appear, please state your name, the name of the entity you are representing, and whether you are speaking for informational purposes, in favor of the rule, or in opposition to the proposal. Again, OCI staff that are present are Jennifer Stiegel, Rebecca Rebholz, Jeff Grothman, Brian Brown, and Eric Cormany, as well as myself. The exhibits that I have marked for today are the documents related to this notice. So the notice of public hearing, the publication of the notice in the in the Wisconsin Administrative Register and the OCI open meeting notice. At this time, if you wish to speak, please articulate, and I will try to get you in order. Again, if you could just start with your name, that would be very helpful. You all like to hear what everyone else wants to say. I understand. Is there any questions regarding?
Hey, Julie.
Yeah.
Julie, this is Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. Are
you creating a queue, or do you want me to just
Nope.
jump in with?
Jump on in, Jonathan.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I am speaking for information. Courts is and our actuary team is reviewing the parameters, and want to thank you and the commissioner for the opportunity to evaluate options under these two scenarios. And we will consider submitting public comment, and that our express preference for the scenarios presented will be based on our actuarial forecasting and the option that provides the greatest benefit to our members and our ability to file lowest possible premiums for those members.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And that option will be reflected in our formal public comment if we end up submitting that to the OCA. And so thank you.
Thank you. And we do encourage any comments. Those are helpful. Does anyone else wish to speak at this time?
Hi, Julie. This is John Truckle of Mercy Care Insurance.
John, go ahead, please. Thank you.
The question that I have is, does the state intend on sharing any of the assumptions that went behind the state's actuaries' development of the parameters, in particular the assumptions around changes in enrollment in scenario 1 relative to scenario 2?
Jennifer, do you want to answer that?
Sure. So the short answer is no. We're not planning to share that information. We have gotten requests in the past when we set up the payment parameters for that information, and our legal team has determined that it would disclose too much information and identify potentially proprietary information for carriers, and so that information, it was determined, would not be shared.
Is there anyone else who would like to testify or has further questions? Or John, if you have any follow-up?
No, thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to share any thoughts or comments today?
Julie, it's Melissa Duffy with Common Ground Healthcare Cooperative.
Yes.
And I was actually going to ask the same question that John asked, but now that you've answered, Jennifer, I guess I'd change it to testimony for information only. I think, on behalf of Common Ground Healthcare Cooperative, it would be helpful if OCI could share anything about the assumptions, even if it is, just some information. I think it's very important in this time of uncertainty that all of us be on the same page as much as possible. So if there's anything you can share, I think all of us would greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Melissa. We'll take that back with us and see if there's anything that we can do. It's such a small number of providers that it becomes very easily to back into scenarios. So we'll see if there's anything we can do. Other than OCI raining on your parade, is there anything else that anyone else have some comments or questions? Going once. Okay. Just for the record, again, written comments on the proposed payment parameters must be submitted for the record by 4 p.m. on May 2nd. That gives us time to review the comments and review the proposals, and then as you are familiar, we will publish the final decision of the Commissioner on or before May 15th. Again, another opportunity for anyone who wishes to testify or ask questions. Hearing none. Oh, here we go. Nope. Somebody wishes to speak?
Guess, Julie, this is Jonathan again. I suppose I do have a question. Could you clarify that the consulting firm and the development of the scenarios and options provided all yield the high probability or fairly equal probability that the total claims submitted fall within the budgeted $230 million?
Yes. Jennifer?
Yeah, I was just going to say, yes, they do. All the scenarios are built around not exceeding the $230 million and meeting the $230 million to ensure we maximize the program.
Thank you.
Anyone else have some questions? This is your time. Okay, so again, written comments, we would like to have them by 4 p.m. on May 2nd. In the payment parameter notices are the address for sending notices, which is the OCI WIHSP, at wisconsin.gov. Again, OCI WIHSP at wisconsin.gov for comments by email. You may also submit them to me by mail as well. This concludes the hearing at 10:19 a.m. on April 25th. Thank you for your participation.